I'm Evelyn Feiyah, safe-setting consensual financial dominatrix, and this is my kawaii human transformation channel. Okay, so I'm just going to start out with a tiny little bit about me. I am a financial dominatrix, so if you'd like to learn more about that, specifically in regards to stuff like what I charge for men to talk to me, then, there's a video you can find in the description, and I'll link it at the end card. I'm a gentle mommy dom, a safe, sane, and consensual prick and rack-aware practitioner, and I practice NBE and BE and findom and mommy dom dynamics, as well as hucow stuff, both inside and outside of kink. I really enjoy dressing up in super sort of cute pastel kawaii hucow sort of stuff, and I'm really excited to kind of share this interest with you. I am on the autism spectrum, and I am a very old school postmodernist gender abolitionist, which, contrary to popular belief, actually means that I don't believe in gender identity at all. I think gender is an old school social construct we should probably abolish, that arose out of material conditions naturally that made sense for the time, but that is not something that's actually inherent to the human condition or necessarily a good idea. I'm also on the carnivore diet, and I'm sort of like anarcho-communist, radical left, feminist, mutualist adjacent sort of. I genuinely love everyone, all humans. I don't hate you if you're Christian or identify as Christian. I don't hate you if you're trans or identify as trans. That's just not a thing I believe in. I do believe in the earth. I'm sort of a hardcore environmental or anti-ecological disaster advocate. And yeah, so I'm just really excited to sort of build up my farm and my empire, and I really wanted to sort of let you guys in and share it a little bit. So naturally I'm going to be having a lot of rich men send me a lot of money so that I can buy a huge amount of property, ideally, so that I can fund a lot of sort of charitable causes maybe, and so that I can do a lot more actual mutual aid in my practical life, to have this sort of income to support that. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of the situation that I'm in, and I have to make money, and this is what I'm good at. Being cute girl on the internet, and, rich men want to give me money because I'm kind of interesting and fun to talk to, which, that sort of sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, and I am, because this is my channel, and that's sort of me. So, I'm putting on a front. I'm not, actually this... I would say I'm, not this self-centered, but it's complicated because I'm actually technically an egoist. And I wouldn't even say I'm necessarily an ethical egoist, but I would say that everything is ethics, and I do think about ethics, all of the time. So, it's complicated. So, for my kawaii hucow transformation on this channel, I have sort of the starting point of my normal, everyday vanilla wear. I know, shockingly, this stuff is my vanilla wear, right? I'm on the autism spectrum. I do tight lacing. It is comfy. I don't do it all the time because I do care about my organ health, but it's fun and it's cute and I like it, and it keeps me safe and comfy sometimes, which is, a little silly, but we're allowed to be a little silly. You only get one life, and you should try to be as healthy as possible for yourself and your community and for the environment and the world around you. But we're all just doing our best with our resources at the end of the day, and everyone's got to have a cope. Some people's copes are, I think, a little more dangerous than others, but the ideal is that we all can kind of mutualistically, synergistically live together on the planet in harmony with each other and with the earth, in my opinion. I'm very anti-space utopian, sorry Musk. But yeah, no, I mean, seriously, I have a fun time on X, so go check out that over there, and obviously be 21 or older if you want to really seriously engage and interact with me on X. Please don't be under 18 and go look at that, that's not for you. So yeah, with that out of the way, this is sort of our starting off point. I want to do my first live stream, should be I get $100,000 to MOO, aka make the cow sound, and the live stream I think I'll have set up in a really sort of specific way, and I think I'm going to talk about that now, and then later I'm going to talk a little bit more about sort of my future plans for the channel. So, on this channel, I am going to be doing my first live stream, and I think for this live stream where I give you guys the $100,000 MOO, I'm going to be doing sort of a little bit of a variety hour. So I'm actually a sort of recovering gaming addict and not quite recovered YouTube addict. but my goal is to be doing a lot more homesteading. I've already done a lot of homesteading and I hope to continue to do my garden, and I'm getting ducks coming soon, so I'm actually extremely excited about the ducks, and I cannot contain my excitement about that. It is just so fun and so exciting, and I get to have ducks. Sorry, so I'm going to be having ducks. That's all I can think about. All I can think about is how I'm getting the ducks soon. Anyway, so I play a lot of video games, I do a lot of gardening, I do a lot of grounding with my bare feet in the ground, in the yard, and the grass. I love grass. I like to make music. I don't know if I'll be making any music, but maybe I'll play a little bit of kalimba. I'm very unskilled at kalimba, by the way, but it is a beautiful West African instrument, and it's like a little thumb piano, and it makes really pretty noises, sort of like how you would imagine, what if a music box was an instrument you could play in real time instead of a pre-recorded little roll with all the metal divots? And it is like my favorite thing, and so I'm trying to learn how to play it a little bit more, and I do write songs, and I do have melodies in my head that I have really consistently sort of tracked out, but I'm not actually able to read and play anymore. I used to do that a long time ago, but I've just kind of completely lost the skill set. Unfortunately, it did not stick. So I'm going to have to learn how to compose music in some way for fun, but with AI tools, maybe we'll see how that goes. You know, maybe there's some ways that I can speed up my process or make things a little easier while I'm learning and starting out to make some really cool songs. And I want to make really cool music videos, and I want to keep doing more homesteading, and most importantly, I want to buy a huge plot of land and start like a little, like a Hobbit sort of rad femme commune sort of thing. Sort of like, you know, I'm still, of course, a practitioner technically. I still do kink, of course, professionally, and I know that that's, you know, a really interesting sort of philosophy. Like, how do you make these two things that seem like they shouldn't be allowed to mix together? And I have a lot of interesting thoughts on that. But this is actually a really good time to plug my FAQ video. If you have a lot of weird questions for me because of this video, you can actually ask them in the FAQ. And if you can't see that video or any of the other videos on my channel, you're probably too young to be asking these questions and probably too young to be watching this channel consistently. Of course, if you would like to watch the live streams and, you know, whatever, feel free. Please do not try to interact with chat, ideally. If you are going to be doing chat, I think you should be 18 or older because you probably want to send me money. And, you know, if you want a genuine dynamic with me, you're going to have to be 21 plus. I'm going to have my first live stream be, you know, open to everyone and anyone who wants to see it. I think it's just like the default for YouTube. So, you know, please stop by, talk a little in the chat if you're like over 18. I don't want anyone to be weird, so please don't be weird, okay? Any like naughty comments will be deleted on this publicly viewable video. So if you know, are watching this, then that means please be very nice and gentle and PG in the comments below on this one. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's sort of the goal, is I'm going to play games, I'm going to be doing some fun activities, sort of variety streaming, I'm going to do a little bit of just chatting sort of style stuff, but on YouTube, and you know, I might play a little bit of music, I might share a little bit of some of my process for my songs, and I'm going to have like little maybe in between sort of goals for the next stream over. I want to kind of treat this in a sense like a video game, where you get to unlock little steps along the way. So you could have you know, a fake septum ring or something unlocks at this amount of money, and maybe for a video I do that, or blonde hair, or like, you know, whatever color. I forgot I was supposed to wear the blonde wig. This was part of the thing. There. Now I can get the thumbnail. So, I grew up in the early 90s, so I am in fact in my 30s. Do not let my young looks fool you. I've seen a lot of shit, I've been around a lot of shit, and I've played a lot of video games. I was in a very privileged position in a sense, in spite of a very difficult and challenging upbringing, to have the luxury of a lot of time on screens and a lot of time outdoors. Right? So I have sort of a forest fairy upbringing and a heavy sort of tech kind of background, as well as some understanding of entrepreneurship. So I have, you know, a lot of all these different factors come together to help me sort of better understand kind of, you know, a lot of different stuff. And I've had a lot of time alone and unemployed before, so I've had a lot of time to research a bunch of stuff, right? Very introverted, genuinely. So I just, you know, I'm bored, and I don't even feel like I've researched very much at all. I don't know, does this mean I'm smart? Like Dunning-Kruger effect? I don't think so. But, you know, and I have some thoughts about the Dunning-Kruger effect, of course, all that sort of interesting stuff, you know, so I have a little bit of a background in, you know, all of the stuff that would kind of make this a very fun experience, I think, right? I want to be doing more farming and homesteading content in the future, and so I think that there could be some really fun content we could do around that. For my live streams, I think that there's probably some way that we could bring that in to it, so let me know down in the comments, because I'm really curious, you know, long term, sort of, I think it would be really cool to, you know, going through this transformation over time, build up more and more of doing actual buying the farm stuff, you know, finding the property or whatever, getting a really big thing started. You know, for the first stream, I think it's nice. We're gonna have a cozy kind of chill vibe. I want to play some video games, maybe do, I don't know, some chatting with the chat, maybe do a little music. I think there could be a lot of sort of fun stuff to do, right? Eventually I would like to build up over the course of the channel to end up in a field of wildflowers and lush green rolling hills taking a milk bath in a cow bikini in a giant clawfoot tub. I think that'd be super fun. I want to do a lot more regenerative agriculture and permaculture and grass-fed organic cattle, ethically sourced cattle as much as possible. I think that that's my mission. Being descended from the Great Plains nations, I really feel like it's important that I find more interesting ways to do a lot of agriculture. Not like necessarily even agriculture, but raising cattle. I feel like there's definitely more ethical ways we could be doing it, and even farther into the future. I really think it would be really super neat to have that support. It would be really fun to watch me brush giant cows. You eventually get into bison farming. Beautiful experience and resources and such. I want to ask you guys questions, or you guys might know some information about different stuff, because, you know, I'm just one person and I can't know everything. I don't know anything, hardly. So, you know, I think it'd be really cool to find ways to make connections with different people of all sorts who might have the experience raising bison, for example, or beefalo, which is like a cross between bison and cattle. I think it'd be really fun to do some streams with me and the ducks, maybe, stuff like that. I think it could be pretty cool. Maybe a little bit of like cute cow stuff, right? I want to do more cow cosplays. I want to do more YouTube short. It would be cool to make some music videos at some point, and I have a lot of cool long-term projects. My goals for the future, aside from and outside of these streams, and, you know, sort of into the future, I think are extremely ambitious, and I think that that would just be like a really fun and interesting way to sort of, you know, do this. So if you have any questions, leave them in the FAQ. If you have any suggestions, you know, go nuts in the comments. If you have a concern, leave it in on also the FAQ video. I don't want to have to deal with that in this right here. I just kind of want to hype this up a little bit. So, you know, I mean, I guess let me know what you'd like to see more of, like what kind of topics you would like me to cover, what kind of content you would like me to make, sort of, you know, again, keep it very like PG, very safe for work, sort of stuff like that. And please try to be kind to yourself and others in the comments. Thank you. You know, maybe I want to do some ASMR sort of stuff, right? I want to do like get a better microphone. That could be like an unlockable, right? Put the cow ears on, of course, an unlockable. And, you know, I want to give you guys that sort of full transformation over time experience, and so that's why I'm making this video, to sort of give you a little sneak peek. Instant results are going to sort of turn a lot of people on. But I'm not going to say the MOO word right now, of course. There are going to be a lot of people who just kind of want to get that instant release dopamine hit of seeing me do all of the things, and if you saw this thumbnail, then you got that. I think it would be really cool to stick around and sort of help transform me. I think that's sort of part of the fun of it, right? Participate in chat, send the super chats when we unlock them. We need 3,000 public watch hours in order to unlock super chats, an important way to be doing these things, right? We have 24 clocked in on YouTube Studio right now, but I'm sure there are a few more coming in because I've seen a lot of you guys have been watching my videos, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We can be doing some more ASMR content as well, because I know those are really popular and I'm actually really excited. I want to unpick some sunflowers, you know, maybe I could do like a foot bath at some point, maybe I could do like a try-on haul, I don't know, just like touching things gently, or like mommy whispers gentle things to you to get you to fall asleep, stuff like that. I think that would be really nice and pleasant and fun to listen to, and I like doing that sort of ASMR content, the kind of calm sort of stuff, because I have a wide range of energy and it's just nice to have a nice calm time sometimes, you know? And then, you know, I could be like blonde, right? For a certain amount of dollars during the stream, we unlock the blonde, right? And then maybe after that, we could unlock the pink. And, you know, maybe we could drink some pink milk on camera, even on carnivore, of course. I have some good ideas for that. And I just really like, you know, that sort of kawaii strawberry milk sort of cute cow aesthetic. So I really, you know, am looking forward to that. So I have so much interesting and fun streams planned ahead, and I think you should stick around. You know, maybe I could swim in the pond, right? In the cow bikini, right? We could go swimming. I think that'd be so much fun. I would love for you to join me and stick around so that we can do more of my kawaii cow transformation together. Thank you so much for watching through to the end of the video. Some of the games I would really enjoy to play on stream would be Nuclear Throne. I want to play the new God of War. It's like kind of just come out for me and I haven't like bought it. So, you know, if a sub wants to send me, you know, some of that, I think that'd be really cool. I need to probably, you know, Steam and set up one for YouTube or something so that I can play with, you know, my username or whatever that you guys would like. I think it would be super fun to maybe do some Final Fantasy online. Would be kind of fun. The, you know, new one, right? The one that we got. I think it would be fun to, you know, build an army of cute cat boys or something to follow me around in MMOs. I kind of want to play the Lord of the Rings MMO RPG. I've never played that one before, so I'm extremely excited to try it. I want to work on building, at some point, wildflower solar roofs, okay? I want to hire engineers for that, of course, at some point too, but in terms of building solar cells by scratch and testing proof of concept, it's like something I've always really nerded out about. Yeah, so I think that would be really cool. I want to do more. Eating an entire steak, I think, is a pretty fun live stream. I don't see a lot of people do that. I definitely don't, you know, see or watch a lot of mukbangs anymore, but I would like to be doing more of those as well. It's a little bit difficult on the carnivore diet to eat a bunch of food, but maybe we can do some cooking food, right? And some baking. I sometimes bake for friends and family, even if it's not carnivore. I'm learning how to do carnivore baking for myself, and of course, this is more of like a treat. Of course, you know, try to limit your dairy. A lot of this involves dairy. I can handle dairy perfectly fine. I've got enough of the right kind of European goat people in me to handle a lot of dairy. So, you know, I'll be okay. But, you know, we'll do a lot of different experiments and stuff like that for sure. But, you know, it'd be fun to eat a whole entire steak on camera, or some carnivore ice cream maybe, and just baking stuff or cooking stuff. I think cooking content could be super fun to do as well. So let me know if that's a thing that you're interested in, and if you want to see on the channel, let me know how your day has been so far, sweetie, and you know what kind of ASMR content you would like to see on this channel. Are you excited to unlock the more mommy content when I'm wearing the blonde sort of stuff? Or are you excited for me to keep doing my normal sort of vanilla wear? And how excited are you to, you know, help me progress on my kawaii strawberry milk cow journey? Let me know in the comments. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks so much. Have a good night. Bye. And you know, unfortunately, I have so much more I could probably say or do for this video, but I have to go film a really cool new clip. But unfortunately, Princess Peach has some pipes to fix. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Ta-ta for now. And remember, Mommy loves you. There are 6 of them. They're all female. I'm going to name them all variations of duck, like Duckita and Duckily instead of Emily, and like Ducky, and I need to stop talking about the duck.